going to be doing an amazing hydrating beverage, and it's a great homemade alternative to a sports drink. So I get a lot of questions from people about, I like to go out for walks, or I've started a new exercise routine. Should I be drinking a sports drink? So it really depends. Now, the situation where you would need a sports drink is if you're doing vigorous activity for longer than an hour, and especially if you're exercising in hot or humid conditions where you're sweating a lot, you're going to need a sports drink because you need to replace carbohydrates to keep your blood sugars steady. You also need to replace some of the electrolytes or some of the salts that are being lost in your sweat. So mainly sodium as well as potassium. You're going to lose quite a bit of in those conditions. So that's where sports drinks can be helpful and keep you performing for longer. So if you are going to be doing, the weekend to end breast cancer and you're walking for hours and hours, especially if it tends to be a hot day that first weekend in September, it's a good idea to have a sports drink. And the reason that you want to go for this over, with intense exercise, you don't want to drink things like juice or pop because the sugar content is too high compared to the amount of water you're getting. It's going to give you an upset stomach. So with the sports drink or the drink we're making today, we have the right ratios of these salts, of the amount of sugar you need to keep you performing well, and the fluid you need to stay hydrated.
So we have just some cold water, and what I've done ahead of time is just warmed up a little bit of water to dissolve the honey. It's a little easier to dissolve in a little bit warmer water than it is in the cold water. So I took some of that water out, warmed it up, a little bit of the honey there, and so it's 2 tablespoons of honey. And that's going to go in. We're also going to add 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt.
And where do you need to put the salt in?
Great question.
Good question. So you're using this drink if you've lost a lot of salts through your sweat.
Right.
So you're actually trying to replace some of the salt that has been lost. So keeping those electrolytes in balance, the sodium and the potassium, are really important because they act like batteries. They create this electrical charge. So they control the amount of fluids that are in different compartments of your body. And they also create the electric charge that causes your nerves to send signals to your muscles and to your muscles to contract. So even your heart, for example, is a muscle that relies on a good balance of all of these salts to work well. So if you've lost quite a bit from exercise, you don't want to become dehydrated. And another application where you could use a drink like this is if you're experiencing nausea, vomiting, or diarrhea. You're going to be also losing a lot of fluid and losing some salt, and probably not eating much, so having a source of carbohydrate or a little bit of sugar is a good idea. So you could make this drink in that situation. It could be really helpful. But great question. Thank you.
And so now we're going to add, carrot juice. Now this is, nice little taste. Not everyone's a big fan of sea face.
The alternative is orange juice. Works really well. There's a video on our YouTube channel. If you go to YouTube/ELLICSR Kitchen, you can subscribe, get all of our videos, find out about our upcoming classes. But there's a video where I make an electrolyte drink that's very basic. It's just, orange juice, water, salt, baking soda, and it's kind of very simple. Jeremy's going to make a far more delicious version for you today.
And if you're not a big carrot juice fan, it's a little bit and it's diluted. Question, yes?
Fresh carrot juice, or do you just use?
If you juice your own carrot juice, absolutely. If you can't, then there's some good store-bought. Just make sure that it doesn't have any added sugar. There's carrot juice brands, just 100% carrot juice.
So the carrot or the orange juice, this is your potassium source that you're getting.
Yeah, which is important. So carrot juice, and it looks kind of like your orange sport drink. I won't mention any name, but and we're gonna add just a couple things just to kick up the flavor. I think it's important to have a little bit of flavor in there. So we have a little bit of lemon juice in there, which is gonna taste great. And this is optional. I like a little bit of ginger as well. And you won't notice it throughout all of the drink, but just that little bit will kick up all the flavors, and it'll just make it taste great and allow you to do 40 more reps maybe.
Or
Maybe
again,
not.
the ginger is a really nice touch if you are feeling nauseous. Ginger can help to settle your stomach a little bit. It can be quite soothing.
So we're using that microplane, that rasp again. And that's it. So that can, like we said before, you can keep it in the fridge for a few days. That's about 4 servings, about 4 cups. So 4 workouts, I guess. That'd be great.